All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So this has been a long time coming. Really do appreciate everyone's patience. I know a lot of you have been really excited and looking forward to me getting back to my read-throughs and things. So I finally managed to clear up a lot of the other stuff that was keeping me busy. So coming August onwards, I should have a lot more time to kind of dedicate to read-throughs and channel content, stuff like that. And so, of course, first series I had to get back to was Ascender. I've heard a lot of good things about the latest volume. Super excited to dive back into it. I just finished quickly skimming back through volume one to kind of remind myself of exactly what happened. So I'm super pumped and excited. So let's dive straight into it with Ascender Volume 2, The Dead Sea, by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, storytellers. Steve Wan's lettering and design, Dustin Nguyen for the cover, and Will Dennis as the editor. So I pick up where we left off the last volume on the planet Samson, with Andy floating in the water and coming awake with a gasp as he comes awake out of the water. And you see the little flying bug monsters going, "Healer, we need a healer. The unsaved wretch is hurt bad." He's like, "Healer? He ain't worth no healer. Just get him over here." You see the guards waiting on the dock as they're grabbing Andy and dragging him back to the dock shores. They took him to go. "What do you think?" One goes, "Yeah, I might want to interrogate him." And you see, "Healer, hurry it up." He says, coming, out of my way, out of my way." And you see this old alien-looking woman coming up as she goes, oh dear, what a mess, what a mess." And you see Andy groggily kind of going, the Mila? And the healer goes, "Everyone stand back, everyone." And she goes, "Oh, this will hurt, this will hurt. You have praise mother, praise mother." She starts waving her hands over him, and you see this blue energy crackling with a shrack as Andy starts screaming as she starts healing him. Quick note before I forget, like I mentioned in my OP reaction video, there will be a slight noise in the background just because I have a fan running because it is super hot here. There's a heat wave that's been going around, but my voice should be able to carry over that pretty well, so shouldn't be a big issue. But if you hear something in the background, you're wondering what it is, I just have a fan running, just wanted to let everyone know. And the healer goes, careful with them. And they're like, yeah, be careful, all right. It's like, open it up, we got a fresh one. And they take him this weird, like, little case covered in chains on the back of what looks like a tardigrade. As they toss him into the little prison vehicle, and they go, "In you go." And you see a bunch of unsavory looking characters in there, and one of them goes, "Welcome aboard." And he's like, "Gotta get out of here." And one of them goes, "Out of here? There ain't nowhere to go, fella. Besides, we're all just feed now anyway." And Andy's like, "Feed?" And they go, "Yeah, we're food. They're taking us to the vamp camps." And you see back on Telsa's ship, you see Mila sitting off to the side, knees drawn up to her chest, cuddling with Bandit. And she's still trying to kind of process Andy's loss. And Helda goes, "What are we going to do with Kitty, Telsa?" And Telsa goes, "We don't have a hell of a lot of choices, do we? Only a matter of time until the militia finds us." Telsa's like, same old story. Like, same old story. I love this. And you see Telsa walking up to Mila going, "Hey, kid." And you see Bandit going, "Fra!" And she goes, "Look, there are beds downstairs if you need to sleep, or I know this is hard, kid. I'm sorry about Andy. Your dad, I mean." And Mila looks up and goes, "Mila." And tells us, like, "What's that?" And she goes, "My name is Mila. Quit calling me kid." Tells her, kind of looking at her sympathetically, and goes, "Sure, you got it." And Mila goes, "And you don't have any idea what this feels like. So just save your little pep talk, okay?" And tells her, kind of sits down next to her and goes, "Okay by me. Mind if I sit at least?" And Mila goes, "It's your ship." He's like, "Sure is." Sits down next to her and Telsa kind of just starts patting Bandit. And Telsa goes, "So you know, what you just said about me not knowing what you're going through? Well, actually, I do. Oh man, this volume's already just trying to rip my heart out and just stamp all over it. You see Telsa flashing back to when the harvesters attacked, her mother was killed, and her father too. She goes, my dad was killed too, right in front of me. Mila's like, really? She's like, yeah, the second descender attacks. And you have Mila go, my mom and my dad were there in the second attack. She goes, I know, we were together when it happened. Mila, did you know my dad's little brother? Did you actually know Tim 21? And tells us quiet for a second as she thinks back to when she hugged Tim goodbye. And she goes, yeah, I knew him. Mila goes, what did you do after your dad died, I mean? She goes, well, right after I was lost, just like everyone else. Then I was really angry. Mila's like, me too. Does that ever go away? Tells us silent for a moment before she goes, no. Mila asks, what do you think Bandit's map is for? Do you think it has something to do with Tim 21? Tells us like, have no idea. Maybe. Whatever it is, the militia wants it bad. Mila asks, are we going to make it off-world? Tells us, you better believe it. The ship can outrun anything. She puts a little arm around her. And you see a zoosh and and a fra as the ship starts tilting. And Telsa goes, Helda? She said, we got big trouble, Captain. Big trouble. Oh. As we see werewolves. Like you see these like weird hybrids of like orcas and whales just starting to hound their ship and slam into it. Mystic, good to see you again. Goes, I love Helda and Telsa's relationship. Oh, is the absolute best and definitely a highlight of this series. Oh, I love it so much. And we go back to Mother's little fortress as we have Mother is great. Mother is watching. Mother is here. And you see Mother asking, who were they? And one of the cronies goes, no one of consequence, Mother. An unsaved man and his child. Appears yet considerable contraband hidden on site, including a functioning laser rifle, which is Andy's place. And you see, being able to conceal a rifle is one thing, but the Hound, this pet bot, it could not have been hiding here long. The malicious detecting spells would have found it. And it goes, indeed, Mother. We found an impact crater not far from here. It appears to be where the bot landed. Scorch marks are fresh. Mother goes, I don't believe the robot here randomly. These people, this man and child, they must be someone. She does her little magic and she goes, show me. And you see this fog starting to uplift. You see the battle starting to replay. And you have Mila going, Daddy? And she stabbed the vamp through the chest. He's like, Dad, what are... And Andy goes, there will be more. We have to go. We can't stay here, Mila. He's like, Dad, where will we go? And he goes, Samson isn't safe. Not now. We have to leave. We have to get off-world. He's like, off-world? But, Dad, we can't get off-world. There are no ships. And he goes, there are ships, Mila, in the Badlands. Legal ships. It won't be easy, but if we can make it to the ports, I know someone who can help us. Mother's just staring angrily at this. And she goes, the water. They're attempting to escape by sea. And you have Vix going, I will send a message. My men will lock the ports down. Mother goes, never mind. I'm going myself. Follow if you can. She gets off on her dragon and starts flying off towards the ports. And inside, Vix goes, Mother, I've no doubt this robot is as important as you say. But should we let the militia here on Samson deal with its capture? Surely your attention is better served looking for the UGC rebels before they attack again. So goes General Vix. Yes, Mother. How about you let me worry about where my attention is better served? Just because I let you drink my blood does not mean I let you share in my command. Understood? And Vic's like, yes, Mother, of course. Oh. And you see a scream as Mother's dragon comes coming into a flying at the docks. And the soldier's like, is that? It can't be. And the healer's like, oh dear, oh dear. And Mother comes out and goes, there's an unsaved man and his child attempting to procure a ship. They must be stopped. Two of the guards goes, Mother, save me, the child, Mother. The child escaped by sea an hour ago. Mother's like, an hour? And she screams out, no, as you see the waves just starting to get agitated. And the soldier's like, but Mother. And she's like, what? And he goes, the man, the unsaved man, we have him here, captive. And you see back on the ship, oh, what the hell are these? Oh, man, they look... I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe them, but they look... anyone that plays Pokemon who knows what Garchomp looks like, they just look like discount versions of that, where they have like these four legs that they're walking on, have like a shark tail, and like razor sharp teeth. And you see, oh god, I love how they're just grabbing one, just tossing it back overboard. And you see Mila just commanding Bandit, going, guard dog them, Bandit, hurry! And Bandit's like, Fra, Fra! And Mila's like, why aren't you attacking them? Make all those lasers and stuff pop out of your back and vaporize them. And you see, Fra, Fra, as Bandit shows like a little low battery indicator. Mila's like, oh, great, now what are we? And you ah! So one of the werewolves comes out from behind her, and then just grabs Mila backwards. And you see, Kazow is Telsa brings out a laser gun and vaporize his head. Mila's like, ah! Telsa's like, come on, kid. We need to get you below decks. We just need to outlast these things until sunrise. He was like, don't call me kid. Telsa's like, you know, you really remind me of your mother. As you Frost Ben is chasing him, and Helda's just being like an absolute beast in the back, and just knocking all the werewolves off. And Telsa opens up the hatch, like, come on, blow, go! And you see a ship as two of the werewolves come up from behind Telsa, grab her and take her overboard. Telsa cries out, Helda! I was like, no! Give me a second. Helda's a fucking unit. She absolutely is like, oh, I love her so much. And she held her running, going, overboard, woman overboard! As he tells her, crying, Helda! He's like, hang on, Captain, I'll send over a rope. And he said, yeah! And one of the werewolves gets his arm around Telsa's neck and starts dragging her underwater. Helda's like, Telsa! And we go back to Andy, who's on his way to the vamp feeding pens, as the guards are going, come on, quit dragging your feet into the holding pens. And you see dinner time, as you see, what is that? So you see them tossing one of the humans, or tossing the humans with a bunch of vamps. And you see one of them going, oh shit, we are done, man. See a bunch of vamps just stand over corpses, gobbling up as much meat as they can with a blop. Oh, damn. Jesus, you see one of them turns their head. You see there's Vampire Effie, who's gone completely feral looking. And you see Andy's completely taken back by this. He's like, Effie? It's a hell of a way to end a chapter. So move on to chapter 7. And you see, they pick up with Telsa, we left off with Telsa. She's being dragged underwater. Captain, hold on, I'm going to. And you see, as she's being dragged, you see a glurp as she looks, and she sees some of the werewolves swimming around her. And she sees one coming up, she stares it in the eye. And you see this giant, like, I think it's a turtle, with his mouth just coming up as they're all swimming down. And Telsa's just like sitting right next to its lip. And she gets sucked inside. And he's like, fuck! And she gets inside, and you see, like, inside this whale, as he goes, Telsa, we have to get out of here! As you flash back to 10 years ago, the second Descender attack with Telsa and Quan. As Quan goes, Telsa, get up, come on! He goes, listen to me. Unless we move, we're going to die too. Do you hear me? We need to get out now. As they get into the ship, Quan asks, can you fly this thing? And she's like, what? He's like, any ship, can you fly it? You have Telsa, are you there? He said, Daddy? He's like, I'm here, Dad, we're coming for you. And you see a tomb as the harvesters blew up the ship. And Telsa's like, Daddy, jump, get out of there. And he's like, I love you, sweetheart. And you see a flash. And Telsa screams out, Daddy. It's like, Daddy, as she collapses and kind of goes unconscious. You see on the next page, as Juan's outside working on the ship, and Telsa comes up, wrapped in a little green blanket. He goes, you're finally awake. He's like, Juan, where the hell are we? And Juan goes, I rescued you. Well, I rescued us. I flew here. Seems the best spot to start. He's like, but where's here, Quan? Where did you take us? He goes, we're home, Telsa. Kind of gestures with his hand. And he goes, this is Narada. And you see that it's just been absolutely laid to ruin. Like buildings have been crushed. Everything's been destroyed and like lying in ruins. And Telsa's like, Narada, this can't be. And Quan goes, it's like this everywhere. All over the UGC. They hit every world worse than before. Telsa goes, what about the UGC? Quan's like, UGC? Telsa, you don't get it. It's gone. The UGC, everything, it's all gone. This is it now. And he goes, but it's going to be okay. Almost have the shift drive fixed on Andy's ship. We can get moving soon. Excuse me. A little bit of water. And Telsa goes, get moving? What are you talking about, Quan? And he goes, Tim, we can go after Tim 21. We can figure out where the Descenders took him and we can find them. Telsa's like, find them? Are you insane? And he goes, look at me, Telsa. I'm not even a man anymore. What else am I going to do? I need to find the Descenders. I need to understand. And Telsa goes, I am done with all that, with Descenders and quests. And Tim 21, done. There will be there will be survivors. It's my duty to help them. Quan goes, didn't you hear me? The UGC is finished. There's nothing left. You are not a soldier anymore. You have no duty. Telsa goes, I'm always a soldier, Quan. Unlike you, I know what I am. I've always known. Juan's getting mad as he goes, you don't have to prove anything to your daddy anymore. Telsa, he's gone. And Telsa tries to smack him, and he just catches her fist. And he goes, I don't think so. Not this time. Things have changed. I'm not your punching bag anymore. Telsa goes, and I'm not your babysitter anymore. If you want to go off on some fool's quest, go for it. I have real work to do. Real people who need me. Mr. commented, yay, so happy to see Quan's bitch ass. Yeah. I'll admit I was waiting to see when he'd come back and did not disappoint. And then we see 8 years ago, the Narada survival camps. You hear, over there, the doctors will look at you and figure out what you need. It looks like Telsa's directing survivors. Someone comes up and goes, medic, medic! Telsa asks, this way, where did you find her? It's like, near the old capital. It's like, set her down easy, that's it. And the person goes, now what? It's like, now let the doctors do their thing. Not much else we can do. Is this Helda? Yeah, Helda. And you see Helda in her old UGC uniform, and she goes, oh, you're UGC too? And Telsa's like, huh? Oh, yeah. Telsa, Captain, 10th Squadron. And Helda just salutes and goes, excuse me, Captain, I didn't realize you were an officer. Telsa goes, I'm not really. Not anymore. None of us are. And Helda goes, once UGC, always UGC. Once my captain, always my captain. Oh, that sent chills down. That sent chills down me. Yeah, thank you. And you are? Helda goes, Private Second Class Helda Donis. And Telsa shakes her hand and goes, nice to meet you, Helda. So were you here when the Descenders attacked, I mean? And Helda goes, I was stationed in the naval unit off Ginta Point. My entire ship capsized in the shock waves. I was the only one who made it to shore. Telsa goes, have you heard anything about the Outer Rim squadrons? So many of them were out there when it happened. There could still be a sizable UGC force if we could contact them and bring them in. And Helda goes, I just heard weird rumors about the rim. Telsa's like, weird rumors? Like what? And Helda goes, strange things happening out there. Heard there was some kind of rogue army seizing some of the outer rims, a militia of some kind. And well, heard they got monsters with them. Telsa's like, monsters? What do you mean monsters? And Helda just kind of shrugs and goes, probably nonsense, but just what I heard. And you see Telsa just smiling at her and just, love this. And then she looks away all embarrassed and she's like, oh, so I could definitely use a hand at the shelter. I mean, if you have nowhere else to. Helda goes, it would be an honor to serve under you, Captain. And Telsa goes, great. But can we stop with the saluting stuff? And Helda goes, of course, Captain. And he goes, monsters. And he said, grah! As one of the vampires is leaping, or vampire and ogres attacking. You see these two forces just going at each other. As you see, 6 years ago, the Battle of Narada. As one of the ogres grabs someone, just flings them. And you see it hits as a vampire grabs onto someone, latches onto his neck. And you have Helda and Telsa taking cover behind Piece of rubble as Telsa goes, this is insane. Helda goes, they're going to take the planet, Captain. We can't hold them back much longer. And Helda pulls out something. Telsa's like, what is that? And Helda goes, they were giving them out at the encampment in case the vamps get you, a last resort. And Telsa goes, you really think that what they're saying is true, Helda? That if they bite you? And she takes this little blue pill in her hand. Helda goes, seen it with my own eyes, Captain. It's true. Don't know about you, but there's no way I'm going to be turned into one of those things. And she goes, well, we aren't there yet. Helda goes, you got a plan, Captain? Telsa goes, as much as I hate to admit it, you're right. This world is gone. We can't stop them, but we can get away, you and I. And Helda's like, but Captain, our duty, the UGC. Telsa goes, it's time we both admitted that the UGC is dead and gone, Helda. We need to look out for ourselves now. That's all we have left. Will you come with me, Helda? Helda's like, once my captain, always my captain. Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. And you see Helda going, where will we go? And Telsa goes, I don't know yet, but we are getting off Narada. There's still a few freighters down by the old capital ports. If we can make it, you see a hiss and a shit as a vampire leaps towards them and it lasers its face off. And she goes, it will get back up and it has our sense now. Run, Captain, run! And you see them running as the monsters are heading towards them. And you see, go, go, go to the shipyards. And you see 5 years ago, Samson. So, you think this is a good idea? Never been a big fan of water. Helda goes, you can captain a starship, you can captain a boat, Captain. Trust me. And we see, Mother is all. Mother is watching. Helda goes, besides, the open sea may be the only free place left. And Telsa asks, so, now what? And Helda goes, now we sail. Telsa goes, could be worse, I guess. And Helda goes, could be worse. And you see now inside the belly of the whale, you can't do this to me. Come on. And you see Telsa reaching into the pocket and pulling out that pill, kind of contemplating as she kind of bows her head, eyes closed. And just as she's about to slip it inside her mouth, you hear a squirt, and Telsa looks over, and you see a splurt as a knife comes down through the whale's insides. Oh my God, Helda is just those muscles and everything is just all I need. As you see Helda just slicing away open, the little breathing mask on. Telsa's like, Helda, how the hell did you? Helda takes off the mask and goes, once my captain, always my captain. As they embrace and kiss and just, this makes my heart feel so good. It's just so wholesome. I love it so much. God, yes. And you see outside all of the freaking whales have just been sliced and diced and the corpses are just floating through the water. As you see Mila going, "You did it!" And fra fra. As Helda resurfaces with Telsa, and she goes, "Aye, little one, I did it." And you see Mila going, "So I totally piloted the ship when you two were down there." You have Telsa going, "Was on autopilot." And Mila's like, "So? I still kept an eye on things. I think I earned A rank." Well, I think I earned R rank. I'm not sure if it was A rank or R rank, but and Telsa's like, "Rank? What do you mean?" And Mila's like, "You're ship captain, Helda's first mate, so I should get a rank too." Telsa's like, "Don't push it, kid." And Helda's like, "Well, she did handle herself well against the werewhales, Captain." And Helda's like, "Fine, you can be second mate." And Mila's all proud. He's like, second mate, Mila Towers. I like that. And Jeff, "So, now what?" And Telsa goes, Now we sail. First the sea, then the stars." Mystic's commented, "When I first saw that, I screamed, 'Thank you, Lemire.' Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Series is so good." And you see Samson, the deep, dark woods. As you have Ostrakhan. Are you kidding me? The vamps there are so fucking stuck up. Bunch of blood snobs is what they are. It's like, "How you figured, Ned?" I see three vamps just sitting around a fire eating some meat. As it goes, "I hear they don't even feed off animals, only humans for them. Poof, la-dee-da. They think just because the first vamps came from there, they're better than the rest of us. More pure. It's bullshit, Toby. Trust me, man. You don't want to transfer to Ostrakhan." Toby's like, "Well, it's got to be better than this shit, Ned. I mean, you don't see the Ostrakhan vamps getting stuck on bone duty out in the ass end of nowhere." Ned goes, "Well, someone's got to bury him. It's the rules." And one of them goes, "Where are you going?" "Got to take a leak." You go, "I don't know. You ask me, Samson ain't so bad, you know? Militia here has benefits, and we get weekends off. Could be worse." I think Ned goes, "I know it, Jake. Some vamps always want more. It's this younger generation, I tell you. They're so damned entitled." And you see us. One of the vampires starts sniffing. And Ned goes, "What is it?" It's like, "Blood. Smell blood." It's like, "Yo, Toby, you okay?" It's like, "He's been gone a while." It's like, "It's vamp blood I smell. You guys don't smell it? It's got a cold, can't smell anything." And you see, "Mother save us, like Toby!" And you see Toby just pinned to a tree with a spear through him. Next thing you see, as one of the other vampires gets his head sliced clean through. As you see, oh, I can't wait to find out who this is. As you see this masked figure wearing almost like a General Grievous looking mask with like this black hair flying up behind it. This tattered like brown cloak, like almost like brown military gear, with these two weird looking swords. Like they got a wavy blade end, like almost like a sword catcher in the middle. As it just slices through the vamp's head and goes, "Abominations." And he's like, "What? Who?" And he goes, "Who am I? I am a servant of the only true God, you walking atrocity. I am the last scrapper. Kanto, the blood scrapper." As you see just a spray of blood as he kills the last vamp. And you have Andy coming by towards Effie, and he goes, "Effie." And she hisses at him, and he goes, F, it's me." And one of the other prisoners goes, "Forget it. She's in her blood frenzy, mate." And you see an act as one of the vamps leaps up from behind him and slams into his neck, as Effie also leaps onto Andy. He goes, "F, stop." And he goes, "F, please, it's me. I was here with Mila." And you see Ashley's like leaning over him, mouth open. He goes, That's right, Mila. I know you remember our little girl. She's in trouble, F." And you can see Ashley's standing over him. Her eyes are she's trying to fight back against the vampire instincts. And he's like, "Come on, Mila needs us. Fight this, fight it." And he's like, "Please, I know that you're still in there. I know it. Fight it for Mila." And if he screams out, "Shut up!" And he's like, "No." And you see as mother comes in and goes, enough. And one of the other vamps goes, mother. Nephew goes, mother, save us. And mother points to Andy, goes, that one, bring him to me. So they bring him up to mother, and she goes, you had the hound with the backwards tongue. I'll give you one chance to speak, little man, then I'll pull it from you. Andy goes, fuck you. So mother kind of uses her levitation magic powers to hoist him up. And she goes, oh dear child, it didn't have to hurt. And she kind of presses two fingers to him, uses the magic, and Andy starts screaming out in pain. And you see her digging through his memories of everything that happened up to now. As she goes, so, the girl is yours, my beautiful girl. And she goes, it's okay, my love. It's okay, my dear child. I will reunite you with your girl. As she kind of picks up Effie by the chin and hoists her up. And she goes, and I'll even let you be the one to feed on her. And Andy comes running and going, no! Excuse me. Mother stops with the match and goes, oh yes, dog. The girl has the hound. I want the hound. The girl also has your blood. So as long as I have you, I can find her. Though having said that, I don't really need you at all, do I? Just a drop of you. I'll let your beloved Effie have the rest. And she kind of uses a claw to cut a little mark on him to get some blood. And you see her as she doubles over and drops him. And Vix is like, mother. She goes, my coven. You have on Mata, they attacked my citadel. My coven. What? Impossible. And you see Vix going, rally the militia, ready your vessels. And mother opens up a portal and goes, no, you stay here, Vix, find that girl. Find her. And you have Effie asking, General? And he goes, bind him. He is the key to finding the girl. Keep him alive, then ready my chariot and gather a group of our finest guard. And you, half-breed, can I trust you? Effie goes, yes, General. Everything for mother. My blood is her blood. And you see, as mother just kind of collapses through the portal back on the citadel. She goes, no. It's like, mothers, I'm here. And she's kind of running in towards, see what happened. And she sees everything's been destroyed. And she goes, I even traveled through the mist, came as quickly as I could. It's like, oh no, my mother's, my power. And you see that a bunch of the militia soldiers have surrounded her with their laser guns trained as they go, the bitch took the bait. We finally got her. Oh. And you see mother just getting furious as she goes, you killed my mothers. And she just explodes with this like crackling red energy, just sending shockwaves through everything. And you see as she's looking at the ruins of like the crystal balls that she used, she goes, don't worry, I am coming, mothers. I am coming. We pick up back with Telsa and Hilda as Telsa's piloting the ship, and Hilda comes up into the cabin and goes, you're up early, Captain. Telsa's like, almost there. Be on land in an hour. And Hilda goes, I will let the poor girl sleep as long as I can. She was up all night again. Bad dreams, crying out. Poor thing, she tries to be brave, but she lost her pappy. She's hurting bad. Telsa goes, be careful with her, Hilda. It's like, what's that supposed to mean? Telsa goes, don't get too attached. We get her off-world, and then we find wherever Bandit needs us to take her. That's it. I'm not letting myself get sucked back into all of this. Hilda goes, bit late for that, Telsa. We're already sucked in. And like it or not, that kitty needs us. And then Telsa goes, just remember, she's not ours. Hilda goes, you think I don't know that? Doesn't mean I don't care. And Telsa goes, we're not her mother's, Hilda. We get her off-world, then we dump her. Of course. And you see Mila's, of course, behind them, is listening to this, has a sad look on her face. As we get to chapter 9, and we see the Black Desert, land of dead things. As you see Mother coming in going, mothers! Mothers! And you see mothers are gone forever. And you see the little child that she had locked up in the last volume behind her saying this. As mother goes, you. And the child goes, no. us. And mother goes, you have no place here, weak thing. Child goes, we always have a place. Mother goes, I have no time for this. Where are they? Where is the coven? They will be lost in this place forever if I don't find them soon. The child holds out a hand and goes, let me show us. Okay, I think I have an idea what this child is. I'm going to have to wait to see. Mother goes, no, never again. And the child goes, let me show us. It is the only way. Back is the way forward. You will see this. We will see this. And as mother takes the hand, you see this aura of blue light just starting to envelop both of them. And you see a back as you see a little child in a hood and like these tan robes on this icy glacial looking planet collecting what looks like flowers. And as the child's walking away, you see a bunch of ships going overhead. The child makes her way back to this little rock hovel. And Jeff, did you get it? He's like, yes. He's like, well, hurry then, bring it here. And you see, can I do it? Can I add the flowers? And the child gets smacked as an older woman goes, know your place, girl. You'll never practice the art. Weak thing, wretched thing. And you have, I'll do it, mothers. I see another red-headed child taking the flowers. Like, yes, hurry. He's like, what have I told you? You do not speak to the mothers. You are nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. So they take the child and, oh, God, lock her in the closet. And she goes, please, mother, all I want is to be one of you. And the mother goes, one of us? You are weak. No magic in you. A waste. Should have cut you from my belly and buried you in the ice. And you see the older mother going, this is not how it happened. Not exactly like this. They were never so overt in their hatred of me. I was not an adept. I had no gifts. My sister was a gifted one. The coven was right to shun me. The child goes, doesn't matter how it happened. This is how we remember it. And memory is all we have. And you see the child going outside, practicing magic in the snow, forming a little dragon out of a sculpture, which immediately kind of collapses. And you have the old, well, so this one there, I assume teenagers, young adults. So the red-haired sister comes out and goes, ha! Did you really think that would work, sister? And she goes, it's none of your business what I think or what I do. The red-haired sister goes, oh, don't be angry. Look, I know it must be hard for you, seeing me rise in the coven while you do nothing. But this is just the way of the universe. Some people are born to be great. Others, and you see them walking back, and you see it's not worth the risk. Of course it is. It's true. It's true. It's worth everything. Jeff, that is easy for you to say, mothers. You don't have flesh to lose. We do. And you see the little aura coming up, or you see the little glass balls again. Jeff, flesh is temporary. The coven endures. If the scrolls are to be believed, then we're closer to it than we ever thought. It is within our grasp. And if the scrolls are true, that you are too young to remember what the universe was like, daughter. Magic was everywhere. It was everything. It wasn't just some secret that had to hide in an old shack conjuring minor spells. It wasn't all lost. The great beasts and the great relics endured. Hidden away and protected, now we know where they are. And we know why our mothers settled here, on this ball of ice of all places. We need to act now. We need to find the seed bank before we're all incorporeal. If you are right, if the great magic was buried here on this planet, then we also know why the UGC remains here. So are you saying the UGC knows? They must know. Why else would they have such a heavy presence on this fucking fringe world that has no strategical value to them? And they go, they fear us. They feared what we would do to their precious order, their machines and weapons. We have no way past that. And the coven goes, so we wait. It's like, wait for what? Have you seen something? The Coven goes, it is as my sister said, flesh dies, machines die, the Coven lives forever. And you see sneaky little bitches as they look outside and they see red-haired sister and mother spying on them. They go, well, what have we told you two about snooping? I was like, I'm sorry, mother, I heard nothing. Mother goes, you know what we do to snoops? You see things you're not supposed to. Maybe we should take your eyes. It's like, what about her? She saw too. They go, she's none of your concern. Your sister is coven bound. You are nothing. It's like, yes, mothers. And you see mother going, what's the point of all this? Child goes, you will see. You should have stayed in the dark, little girl. Dark? I will show us dark. Mother goes, what now? Not what, when. And you see, why are you showing me this? The machines are gone. This is irrelevant. And you see the projections now taking them to when the harvesters attack. And it goes, is it? I told us back is the way forward. The past is the future. And you see the red-haired sister leading. And she goes, hurry, sister. So slow. It's like, coming. You see, look. See? Weak thing. Just like mothers told us. The machines have all gone. It is unprotected. It's like, are you sure? It may be a trap. Red-haired sister goes, no. It's just as our mothers saw in their dreams. The great machines finally returned. They destroyed and they raged, and in the end, they took all the little machines with them. My time is finally here. Yeah, this way, weak thing. Bring them inside. So you let them out. Let them see. You see the coven being let out. They go, ah, it is close. This is the place. There, that is it. Do you feel it? It's like, I feel it. I feel it. The red-haired one goes, yes, mothers, they have hidden our legacy from us. They have denied us our power. No more. Oh, and you see, it is true. The scrolls were right. The seeds are heritage. And you see in this back storeroom, there's what I assume are a bunch of scrolls, some specimens in jars, a bunch of other things in this dusty old storeroom. As one goes, who put all this here? And the red sister goes, shut up, weak thing. This is not for your eyes. And the coven goes, it is time. Release it. Plant the seeds. Ignite the flames. Red-haired sister goes, are you ready, mothers? Ready to shape this universe back in our image? It's like, yes, it is time. My time. And she picks up a stone, and you see these red carvings starting to generate in front of them. As you see, what? It's like, weak thing, what have you done? And you see mother's taking a sword, stabbed her sister right through the chest. Oh, vicious. I love it. And she just grins and goes, no, not weak thing. Not anymore. Never weak again. And you're just kind of levitating, floating up as the energy starts surrounding her. And you see all these assumed vampires coming up to her, like bowing. And mother goes, is that it? Is that all you had to show me? And she goes, you were so eager to finally snatch power that you never stopped to ask the most important question of all. Mother goes, what is it? What have I forgotten? And the child goes, the seeds, the relics and the artifacts that gave you your power. These were just enchanted items, things. Where did they get their power? The real prize, the source of all magic. And Coven goes, so the weak thing's eyes are finally opening. And mother goes, mothers! She goes running off. And you see the red-haired sister surrounded by a bunch of charred corpses as she goes, no, not mothers, not anymore. Just sister dearest. And mother goes, how did you? And she goes, I had them killed. I took their essence. I took back life. And mother goes, the UGC attack. Easy to arrange. Our defense is lowered. Our location revealed. Even in my incorporeal state, I had some power. And mother goes, traitor! And she launches a blue beam attack at her sister. And sister blocks and goes, "Look who's talking, bitch." You see, now I am 5. You are just 1. And you are as you were born to be. And she uses her power to slam Mother into the ground, and she comes and steps on her face and goes, "The seeds were just the beginning. Real power lies at their source, the source of all magic. And we are going to find it, sister, together." And Mother's like, "Yes." And the red-haired sister goes, "Yes, what? Say it." And Mother bows down to the red-haired sister and goes, "Yes, Mother." Oh, we get to chapter 10, and you see change as Mila is looking at herself in the mirror and cutting her hair short as she goes, "Everything is change. Even as magic is just changing one thing to another. But I wouldn't really learn that for a while. Back then, all I knew was that my life had changed. Everything I knew was gone. My dad, my home, and every day I saw new things, things I never could have dreamed of. But as exciting as it all was, I couldn't help but feel sad too, because I knew there would be no going back, not ever. Change would be all I ever knew now, and change can be scary." As he tells the ship is caught in a storm, as Helda goes, "There she is, Captain. How long has it been since you were last here? What, 8 years? 9? Helda goes, "Should we walk the girlie?" As Mila's like, "Oh, should we wake the girlie, not walk? God, my brain is dead." And Mila goes, "I've been awake for an hour." She comes up behind them with her pack. Tells us like, "What'd you do to your hair?" And you see Mila going, "It was getting in my eyes," and it looks just like Telsa. Mr. Commented, "Telsa's going to come around and it's going to be glorious." Oh, I cannot wait for that moment because you know it's going to be badass. And love Mila's new hair. Oh, I love. I'm pretty sure she modeled it after Telsa because she looks up to her, and it just, oh, I absolutely love it. It really works for her. And she goes, "It was getting in my eyes." And so Mila goes, "So that's it? The island where your ship is hidden?" Telsa's like, yeah." It's like, "Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go." And you see on Port Samson, it's like, "Mother is great. Mother saves. Mother begs you sorry ogres to hurry or be eaten." And you see this majestic little ship docked in port as a lizard man comes up to Vix and goes, "General Vix, we will be loaded and ready to cast off within the hour." And he goes, "And the prisoner?" And he goes, "The blood mage has him. He's preparing the tracking spell and we'll load him aboard." Vix turns away and goes, "Excellent." And the lizard man goes, "And have you any word from Mata? From Mother?" And Vix goes, "Mother's activities are of no concern to you, Snake. Know your rank and stick with supplying my boat, or I'll have you cleaning the ogre's latrines by sundown." You see inside the ship, the mage is working away as Andy's locked up in a cage. He goes, F, you have to get me out of here." As Effie comes up to him. And the blood mage goes, "Would you please quiet him down? This spell is a real bitch to get right." And he goes, "Mila, they're going after Mila, our little girl, our baby. I know you remember. I know you do. Remember that first time you held her. Remember those nights together in the colony, just the 3 of us." You see Effie kind of just looking down, eyes closed, as she screams out, "Shut up!" And then he goes, "I won't shut up. You want to get mad? That's good. Get mad. That's the Effie I remember. That's the queen between I remember." And the blood mage goes, "Get away from there if you can't control yourself. I'll have you removed from the room." So, "Did you hear me, vamp? Away." He comes and put a hand, grabs her shoulder, and Effie turns around and just grabs onto him, rises into the ground. As she bites into his neck with a hiss and a hoot. And she goes, "Hungry, so hungry, couldn't think. But now, oh, God, this series is really going to rip my heart out." And he's like, "F?" And he's like, "Andy." Oh, man. And you see as Chelsea Hilden and Miller walking on the little rocky platform area where they are. He goes, "Changed." It's like, "What do you mean?" Telsa goes, "It wasn't like this last time we were here. It was green then, alive." It's not the island I'm worried about, it's the girl. Look, she seems okay to me. Helda's like, that's exactly why I'm worried. The little girlie just saw her papa die and she's barely skipped a beat. It's like she's ignoring it, and eventually all that hurt's gonna find a way to come out. It's like that haircut. Tells like it's just a haircut, Helda. It's like, if you say so, Captain. And Telsa goes, should be just up there. And you see the ship kind of just laying in this little area. Except, Captain, I don't like this. It's like, yeah, me either. Let's just get out of here. You say, careful, Mila, as they enter the ship. Let's just hope we still have power. And you see, thanks, Scrap, the ship comes online. You see, Helda? It's Helda pulls out the gun and goes, we aren't alone in here. You see, Mila, get back here. It's like, Mila! And Mila's walking around with her staff. She's like, I'm here, it's okay. It's empty. And you see this green, like, translucent little thing rising up behind her as Bandit goes, look, question mark, looks back with a frowny face as Mila's like, Bandit, stop it. And you see an owl alone as you see, like, this ghostly green specter rising up behind her. And Mila starts screaming as Bandit's like, Fra, 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 Fra. And Telsa and Helda are pulling their guns and, like, heading out to find her. And you see Effie letting Andy out of the cage as she goes, they keep us so hungry, it blinds everything. Everything goes black. All I want is blood. It's like, it's how they control us, how she controls us. Oh, man, this is really just, like, tearing my heart out and just stomping all over it. As Andy hugs her and goes, it's okay, Eff. It's all going to be okay. She goes, no, it's not. The hunger will return. I'll forget again. I'll forget everything. I'll forget you and Mila. Andy goes, then we deal with it together. But right now, we need to get out of here. And Effie goes, no, I can't. I won't be able to stop it. And Andy goes, you have to. You have to stop it. He's like, F, I don't. And she goes up to the table and picks up a knife and goes, I don't want to be like this anymore. I want it to end like this while I still remember you. While I still remember Mila. And she hands him the knife. Ah, God damn it. He goes, no way. So we'll find a way. We'll fix you. And she goes, this is the way. The only way to fix me. I can't do it myself. It won't work unless another. And he's like, no, I won't. And she kind of cradles his face. And she goes, do you love me? Do you still love me? He goes, yes, you know I do. She goes, then free me. Make it go away. Please, Andy, please. She grabs his arm, positions the stake over her chest, and forces him to stab it through her heart. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt. And he cradles her. He's like, F, and she goes, find her. And he goes, I will. And he cradles her as she lays there dying. Oh my God, Lamar, you just really have to do this to me. And you see, what the? As Andy just barges out, kicks the door open with the sword. Two ogres are standing outside. He screams out, God, as he just goes up to one, just slices its neck open. Then punches the other one in the face and goes, fucking die, all of you. He's like, all of you. As he throws it and takes another one in the head. Then you see he's got another sword and he's cutting a bloody swath through him, cradling Effie's body over him as he's walking out. And you have Bix going, no, stop him. We can't track the girl without him. And you see Mother forbids this. As he puts her onto one of the little lizard dragon creatures. And he goes, Mother can go fuck herself. As he rides off with the forces in pursuit. And you see back on the ship with a ship. He's like, tell us to help. As you see Effie being chased by, or not Effie, Mila being chased by the Spectre. And you see, get back, Captain, as Helda lets off a shot. And it goes right through it. He's like, Captain, get to the cockpit. Get the ship ready to launch. It's like, Helda, what are you? And Helda goes, come on then, you filthy scumbag. Come and get me. Telsa's like, Helda, don't. He goes, go, Telsa, go, take off. And Helda runs outside, goes to try to chase after her. It's like, come on, come and get me. Oh, don't do this to me. And you see it hissing as Helda's like, that's it. Come and get me. The Spectre comes flying towards her, grabs her by the throat, and just launches. And he tells the crowd, Hilda! She's like, go. Tells like, no, I'm not leaving you. Oh, God damn it. And you see Hilda going, it's okay, Telsa, let me go. And you see a Tharkum as the Spectre just explodes. And you see someone hoisting up a staff going, be gone. And you see, I said, be gone, hungry ghost. You see another splash. And you see Hilda falling down after being let go. Oh, man. All right. So Telsa goes up to see her. And you see, hello, friends. You have arrived at last. I remember his name starts with a P. Cannot remember for the life of me. Telsa's like, you. I know you. And he goes, not really. We only met once in passing. But you do know my companion. Oh, yes. 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 Oh, return of the best character. Yes. We see my boy Driller is back as he goes, Driller hates ghosts. Drillers are a killer. Drillers are a real ghost killer. End of volume 2. That's how you do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, now I'm just mad that it got so pumped up, but oh, I cannot wait for volume 3. Oh, all right. Awesome. Just said, I really love Bandits emoticon faces. Oh, I absolutely love Bandits emoticon faces. It does just so much for like it's so uniquely comedic. I love the way it's used. But thoughts on this volume because a lot happened this chapter. Some of the quick highlights. I love Telsa and Hilda's relationship. That was an absolute highlight of this volume. I absolutely love how that's being handled so far. Hilda going, you're always gonna be my captain, gave me such chills. It's just, words cannot express how much that meant to me. Bringing Effie back only to kill her again, I think, is the only thing I don't really like or care for as much. Because, man, like, I wasn't too happy about her being like. I kind of suspected in the last volume after she'd been turned into a vampire that we would see her again. I would have hoped she'd play a bigger role in this story than just kind of, a somewhat convenient plot device to help Andy get out of the prison and be able to escape. Maybe I'm passing judgment too soon. Like maybe it'll be something else that changes around it, something to do with magic, because we only have a part of the story so far. But not the biggest fan of that. And I'm glad we got that fake out with Hilda, where she was going to sacrifice herself, but she did not die. Oh, thank you so much for that, Lemire. I was really nervous about that. But I'm glad that didn't happen. And, I again have to give him props for how well he's characterized Mila, because a lot of series find it hard to find a balance the characterization of children where they'll either make them, too mature for their age, or too mature for their age, or not acting like children, they'll act more like teenagers or tweens, or they'll act, like too much like stereotypical children, where they'll be kind of obnoxious and annoying and all that. But I think Mila kind of finds that perfect balance of being, what you expect kind of like a rambunctious little child to be like, and how, they kind of deals with trauma and like all this other stuff happening. It's a hard balance to strike, and I think he actually did a really good job of finding that balance with her. And I love how she like idolizes Telsa and is just like giving her the little haircuts and like model her haircut after her and everything. Like that was super adorable. Love that so much. Like, oh man, I really do also feel for Telsa in this volume where she's almost, it looks like she's, suffering from PTSD, where she's gone through so much trauma and so much pain and suffering. So I can't really fault her for being like, it's too much for me to try to have hope again that things will get better, things can be made right when everything's gone so wrong so far. So I really hope we get back to that point again where, you know, she finally is able to hope again, because that's gonna rip my heart out and just be like stomping all over when we get that moment. But yeah, apart from that, Andy's still in this series, at least in the sequel specifically, the least interesting character. I'm like, all right, I want to see where his arc is going, but I'm not really like super invested in his story as much as the others. Which brings me to Mother. Ah, man, I really, really love her as a villain. And I wasn't really expecting the sympathetic backstory for her. But it's interesting to kind of see like the glimpses we got, like how it developed and characterized her a little bit more. And so, yeah, like Mother's a really good villain. I can't wait to see where her kind of story goes. I'm glad we got some more backstory for her in this volume. And then, of course, we finally get my boy Driller the Killer is back. Oh, I'm so excited. He's the absolute best. He's definitely one of these standout characters from Descender, especially. His story definitely was one of the ones that hit me the hardest and I was most emotionally invested in. So I'm really glad to see him back again. I can't wait to see where this goes. Overall, a really, really good volume 2. Enjoyed it a lot. Ascender's already like, I think, a lot better than Descender in a lot of regards. Can't wait to see where the story is gonna go. Uh-huh. This goes, not only does Helda get saved, but we get Driller's return. Hell yeah, yes, exactly. Hell of a way to end the volume. And I don't think Effie is dead. Annie bring her body with him gives me hope. Yeah, same. Like, it could easily just be like, oh no, he took her body with him because he wanted to give her a proper burial, but given that, you know, Mother, like the whole idea of souls and like ghosts and things being able to like materialize, like exist in this world, like that's the first thing I think that struck me when I saw that scene of him taking him, like, oh, if Mila comes into her magic and she starts learning how to use it, could she potentially, you know, bring her mother back to life, or would she be able to like interact with her mother's ghost or spirit in some manner? Like the first thought that hit me when I saw that. So I'm still holding out hope that we're going to see Effie return in some form, even if it's not, you know, being back in tangible corporate, tangible body anymore. But yeah, I'm hoping that's not the end of her arc just yet. Issue 11 has Driller and Mila on the cover, so fingers crossed he becomes a big brother to her. I'd love that so much. Oh my god, yes. I want Mila and Driller to become like the best of friends. And oh, I will just lose it if that happens. I'll get so excited to see that. I cannot wait to see, because I suspect we'll probably get some Driller backstory in the next few volumes, kind of like what he's been up to, what he's been doing. So I think I'll have to revisit the end of Descender to figure out who these characters were, like where he was left off and everything like that. But yeah, I think the thing I'm most keenly interested in finding out is kind of the history of magic in this world, and, you know, what led to its decline, how it's related to the potentially Descenders and machinery and everything else, and kind of how those two different ideas will kind of combined and brought together into this series. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Cannot wait. But yeah, I'll have to figure out when the next volume of Sender is coming out to do a read through, but definitely a phenomenal series. Highly recommend to anyone that hasn't already read it. Yeah, but absolutely great. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Feels good to be back to doing this, back to doing these videos again. I'll probably try to put out a channel update either tonight, later tonight, or possibly tomorrow, just talking about a tentative kind of streaming schedule and what chapters and series I'll be covering. I'm definitely going to be getting back to Battle of Angel Alita first, most likely. Excuse me, just because we have the Cerula backstory coming up, and I cannot wait for that. I've heard really good things about it. I'm super excited to dive into that. So I'll get back into Battle Angel Alita pretty soon, probably tomorrow. I'll probably try to do some kind of read through for that. For Lazarus, I'll get back to that as well because I think I'm not sure where I left off last volume, but I'll get back to Lazarus as well. I'm also gonna go read the whole family profiles in the back of that to kind of familiarize myself with that as well. But yeah, so I'll try to come up with some kind of streaming schedule and then do a channel update with a tentative kind of idea of what chapters and things I'll be covering on what days. But apart from that, as always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna return to Ascender. And we have Misty goes, no, you gotta wait a year for volume 3. I read monthly, so I feel for you. Oh God, that volume is gonna kill me. You know what? It's worth it. It's worth it for them to do a good job and like put out quality content. So as much as it's gonna hurt me, I understand. I can wait for that content. But yeah, meanwhile, in the meantime, I've got lots of other series I can use to fill in the time and the gap. So that's not it's not too much of a big deal, but it'll definitely hurt. So yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.